I'm now joined by, I think it's fair to say, a friend of mine, Mr. Mark Wogan. Welcome, Mark.
That would be fair to
Oh,
say.
yes.
We have communed on a number of occasions, and it has been an enjoyable time.
I agree. We met that first time in Home Slice, where we dined on the biggest pizza I've ever seen in the world, the size of the moon.
Yes.
It was delicious.
But easy, very easy to eat.
Yeah, really
you
good.
Know, home slice is not a difficult thing to eat.
Not complicated. We'll get to that in a moment. And Kiefer is your man. So just explain to people, he's your manager?
He's one of the managers of that site in the city.
What a great name. From Sligo. I mean, Kiefer from Sligo. There's not too many of those around.
No, Kiefer Moriarty.
Kiefer Moriarty, Mr. Holmes. I mean, this is great.
From Sligo.
And
yes.
he was the manager that day. So I mentioned him a couple of times on Instagram, and everyone was dying to know, who was he? Who's the Sligo guy?
Well, Kiefer has been with us a couple of years, and he graces us with his presence in the restaurant between acting jobs.
Okay, good on him.
And you met him.
I did.
He's an avuncular chap.
He
seems to have a very kind way about him.
Yes.
Only ever gets cast as nasty people.
Does he really? Yeah. I wouldn't have seen that.
Well, it literally always cast as villains and things. It's strange.
And since then, of course, we did the Spooning podcast together, Spooning with Mark Wogan, and you invited me into your lair to sample some goods that you say goods, I say bads, depending on what we're having.
I mean, what we discovered about you and your palate during that hour or so together was from someone who enjoys food and lives for food.
That's you.
Was nothing short of shocking.
It was pretty poor.
And if anyone hasn't seen it, and all you need to do is pick up your phone and put in Spooning with Mark Wogan.
There it is. I hope you picked the right site there, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can find this either on YouTube or wherever you get your podcast.
Yeah.
And obviously, if you want to subscribe and leave 5-star reviews, that's lovely too.
That's critical.
That's critical. But you will see Ryan
reduced,
challenged.
Yeah, challenged.
I mean, those who don't know, the principle is I blindfold you and I feed you spoons of food that you say you love and you say you hate.
Torture. Right? It was torture,
yeah. The bottom lip.
Yeah, like a child.
Going,
like a child.
Like wobbling like a child. Because, listeners, Ryan has the palate of a small child.
It's very small.
I think his favourite food colour is beige.
Yeah.
The only colour, actually...
I like apples, they're green.
Well, no, hold on a second. I think the only colour that enters your diet is jelly babies.
I love jelly babies.
Yeah.
Oh, especially the powdered ones. And
are there any others?
Yeah, Haribo. They make a manky jelly baby.
No.
They're on powdered.
You've got to have the dust on them.
You got to have the dust on them. And you did. You provided the jelly babies.
Well, I mean, it's not all bad on Spooning. We do give you things you like.
Okay, it is St. Patrick's Day on Sunday. You're a passport holding Irishman, actually, as well as an Englishman.
Only passport I hold.
It's amazing. You produced that at our conversation.
I did, just to prove things.
Well, I was deeply impressed. And
us Wogans are quietly proud of our roots.
Yeah, I think it's an understated pride, but it's there.
It's
the emphasis is on pride.
Deep. It runs deep.
I love it.
I mean, look, sorry, for those who can't see today.
You're wearing the Irish flag.
I'm channeling the Irish flag.
You are.
Orange jumper, green camo jacket, and white jeans.
That's a great look.
Huh?
You could be put on a pole and allowed to flutter, and people would say, "There it is."
Well, I like to think, what is it? Who's that chap the good-looking one? Zac Efron.
Yeah,
he can do a flagpole, can't he? He can get up on the flagpole. I don't think I'm ready for that.
No, you're not far off it. But the first dish that you made for me, which you made with your own fair hand, was the bacon and cabbage.
Yeah,
and
cabbage and pig's bum.
Again, with the pig's bum. You don't have to say it. If you just told me it was bacon and cabbage, I'd be a happy man. But you kind of ruined it.
Where do you think bacon
I don't
comes
want to
from?
know. I don't want to know how laws are made or sausages are made. I just want to eat the food on the plate. I don't need to know detail. I'm not a details man.
The root of where it
not
comes
necessarily.
from.
No, I know that milk is good on porridge, but I don't really need to get into the full details. Now.
Yeah. Is it something to do with the teat?
No, now, okay, Dr. Freud, let's just keep going here. And suffice to say that I thoroughly...
How was your relationship with your mother?
Yeah, do you still talk to your mother about the food? Now, in the meantime, so that was delicious. We were off to a good start then, were we not? And then... It was the blindfold. This is where it all went completely pear-shaped.
Well, it went pear-shaped for you. For anyone else involved, it was hilarious.
Or it would have been delicious.
Oh, anyone else involved.
So the blindfold...
Most people would, climb over hot coals to eat what you got offered.
Why do we pause here, take a track, and come back with what happened? Because it was this involved like one of the greatest chefs in the land,
yes,
and one of his signature dishes,
yes,
in a beautiful and highly regarded establishment,
yep,
served to man-child.
Yes,
and let's see what happens.
We showed it an unhealthy amount of disrespect. From any normal person's point of view, what I presented to you was the signature dish of one of London's finest restaurants, the Mount Street restaurant, and their lobster pie.
Yeah. What is a lobster pie, Mark? I mean, is it just pastry and a lobster and a bit of...
It's technically a pie with lobster in it. I know you're not versed with things from the sea, because when Ryan was asked to come on, or we requested his presence for a solid spooning.
Recruited.
He answered a little questionnaire, and one of the things he wrote on his questionnaire was, "I don't eat anything that lives in water."
That's right.
Which is...
Whittles it down?
Whittles it down to nothing. So I thought the only thing I can do is feed him the finest water-based animal dish that I've tried, which is the lobster pie at the Mount Street restaurant.
That's quite a sell coming from you.
It's very good. Yeah. It is a great dish. And I put it in your mouth, your bottom lip wobbled like a small child, and you spat it into your napkin in the most disrespectful
Mark,
way possible.
I know. I was horrified by myself. I just couldn't. I could smell it coming at me. I could feel the spoon going in the mouth, and then it was like Krakatoa gone wrong. It was like Pompeii emitting all the filth, and I chewed on it. It was rubbery.
How do we change this?
I don't know, Mark. I don't know.
Is there any changing it?
I've spent so much time living. I live by the sea. I holiday on the west coast of Ireland. I love the sea.
Ignore everything that's in it.
Yeah. I wish I was Francis of Assisi and I could tell you they're all God's creatures and I wish them well. But no, I don't. I just don't like the taste of them. I mean, I eat meat and like.
But what about the rule of 7 when it comes to eating?
What's that?
Right. So they say it about olives, right? How do you feel about an olive?
No, thanks.
Right. I wish I'd brought some in.
Oh, I'm glad you did.
Because they say that if you eat 7 olives in a row, by the 7th one, you'll enjoy them.
But that's like saying, if you get to the 7th circle of hell, you'll kind of get used to it.
Well, think of it as like you go to the gym and you're doing bench press.
Yes.
Right? And the first 3 times you go...
It's unpleasant.
Then
you get into it.
yourself.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden
you're like,
I enjoy this.
Yeah, I can go with that.
It's the same thing with your palate.
Really?
I think we could re-educate Ryan.
Educating Ryan. I'm up for the education, but my fear is that I think I'm beyond. I'm 50 years old. I've tried everything. I didn't like any of it, and good luck.
Well, I think, I would personally take great pleasure in taking you around great eateries that I know and just watching you spit things out.
Oh, no, there's no joy in that. We should
go to for me.
We should go. We should go to Ireland and do it, like around the coast and do it properly.
You can reintroduce me to my heritage.
I'd be up for that.
And I can introduce your palate.
It's a good show.
I'd do this.
And we get
are there any commissioning editors?
We'll find out. But we get a really nice car and just hit the road.
Great car. You and me.
And around the coast.
Showing the beauty of Ireland and me showing you what actually eating like an adult is.
I'd love to. I'd kind of hate that bit, but I'd love to. As long as there's other stuff on the menu, and I could bring a little bucket for me, like a spittoon.
Yeah.
And just anything I don't like, just go.
Or just your own little sort of Thomas the Tank Engine lunchbox. Full of your normal beige fare.
Yes, like a ham and cheese sandwich. Oh, just in case. Oh, never in doubt. If I have to go for a posh dinner, I will always make sure I have a burger before.
You and I are going for a posh lunch.
We are. I'm looking forward to it.
A little St. Patrick's Day lunch with my friend Ewan.
Thank you to Ewan for the invitation. I'll tell you something. I've looked at the menu. I'm okay, because otherwise I'd have been down to
hold
Burger
on a
Town
second.
beforehand.
What makes you think you've got a choice? This is a lunch. This is a set menu. You'll have to eat whatever's put in front of you.
Okay, lads, we might need a little burger order before I. Yeah. Sorry. Yes, I will eat.
Bring a Big Mac in your pocket.
Oh no, Mark Wogan. So good to see you as always. Spooning with Mark Wogan, available wherever you get your podcast. You've got so many Claudia Winkleman, and you've got countless guests on.
Claudia Winkle, Jimmy
Carr, the great Jimmy Carr,
Ryan
Tubridy, that guy,
yeah.
him, and lots more to come. It's a great program, and you're great at it, and
it's on YouTube,
and you can watch it.
Yeah.
Watch my pain.
I mean, it's highly watchable. Ryan's pain.
Thank you so much. That's another chapter title there. Mark Wogan, good luck. Have a nice weekend. I'll talk to you anon.